Hi YouTube, this is Mel from Beauty as Nature Intended. It has been quite a minute since I've been on YouTube to give you updates as to what's going on with my Sisterlocks. So I am back, I am here, I'm here to let you know exactly how I've been doing, how my Sisterlocks have been doing, and to give you an update, so stay tuned. So it's been quite a bit of time, and so far I've had my Sisterlocks now for 6 whole years, and I have learned so much over those 6 years, and now I'm able to give you a bit of a better idea as to what worked for me, what hasn't worked for me. And so I'm just going to give you a couple tips on those. The first thing I would say that's very, very important, especially 6 years on in my journey, is making sure that you find a good loctician. Now, this goes especially for installation. There are people who think, okay, I'm just going to get my Sisterlocks installed and then I'm just going to move on to anyone who could maintain them for me or self-maintain. Now, here's the thing with that. When you get your Sisterlocks installed, it sets the foundation as to how you will feel about your Sisterlocks. You want someone who is going to be neat, who is going to pat your grid really well, and so as your hair grows, it blossoms into this beautiful being that it will be. Right? So if you don't set your foundation right, it's like a house. If you don't set your foundation right, your house is not going to stand up and look good for years to come and serve your family the way that you want it to be served, right? So same thing with your locks. Make sure that your loctician, just don't go to the one who could just put in small locks, or somebody who who's cheaper than somebody else. When it comes to Sisterlocks, I can't stress this enough. But cheaper does not necessarily mean better. I'm going to say it again for the ones in the back. Cheaper does not necessarily mean better. All right? As I said, when somebody installs your locks, you want them to be able to put that foundation down so that when you are able to part your hair later on to do your styling and so on, your hair falls the way it's supposed to fall. You are proud of your grid. It looks good. Everything about it is something that you will feel proud about showcasing. So make sure that whomever is doing your locks or installing your locks, make sure that they do it well. And you wouldn't buy something off of Amazon really without reading the reviews. And make sure that if you are searching for a loctician, do your background research. Find out if they, could give you a botched work job, or if they are actually really neat and people would commend them from the highest, So just make sure that you do your necessary research and get a good loctician. Furthermore, and the point with locticians, if you choose to go the route of continuing to have a loctician maintain your locks, remember that this is going to be a person you're going to have a very long relationship with. So make sure it's somebody you feel comfortable with, comfortable being in their space, they're being in yours, and that you have that kind of synergy going with each other. If you do not feel comfortable where you're going, you're going to see a whole bunch of things that you don't like with your Sisterlocks. But if you are feeling comfortable, you are well taken care of by your loctician, trust me, it makes all the difference. Your hair would look different, it would feel different, it would move differently because you have that synergy. So I'm a person who's all about energies, and I am so careful with the people who put their hands in my hair. It's not just anybody who could just put their hands in my hair, because I really believe that people do have energies, and if the energies are nasty, or as we say in Trinidad and Tobago, dirty and stink, you would realize that your hair is not going to do what you want it to do. So please, please, please make sure that your loctician is somebody that you feel comfortable with. The next thing that I'm going to give you a recommendation about is don't overstyle your hair. And just because now you have these beautiful super strands that are the Sisterlocks in your hair, or in anybody else's case, if you put in micro locks or whatever, please do not overstyle your hair. Um, by this, I just mean that you don't need to do a new style 3 times a day or even every day for that matter. Sometimes your hair may not like being manipulated that much. And the more you manipulate your hair, the more that you will see breakage. And yes, that even happens in sister locks. There's some people who may have their sister locks break because they keep on weakening it by doing lots of overstyling, and on top of that, they may not be taking care of their hair properly, and so that could probably even lead to breakage. So my recommendation to you is not to over style. Yes, there are times that you would want to look good and so on. So for example, the hairstyle that I have right now, it literally is just in the most loose ponytail off to the side. That's it. And I just tuck these strands back so that will be out of my face while I'm speaking to you. So don't overstyle your hair. What I do sometimes during the week is that I would actually just do a braid out. I would plait my hair into about 8 to 12 braids, and I would leave that in sometimes for like 3 days. So my hair would be in a braided style for about 3 days, and after 3 days it would hold the braid out kinks really nicely, and that would last me for about another week. I only put water to hold the style and let it air dry. I don't apply heat to my hair. I don't put curlers, hot rods, any of those things to my hair. I literally, and by curlers I mean hot curlers. I don't use like a curling iron and those things. Sometimes I may use rods and so on, but I do heatless curling for my hair. So don't overstyle, and that's another tip right there too. Don't apply too much heat to your hair, because just like your regular hair, you don't want it to suffer heat damage, because heat damage can also lead to breakage even if your hair is in sister locks. Another thing is, when you go to sleep, use satin caps, use satin pillows if you can, because satin or silk, that is really, really good to prevent breakage of your hair. Yes, your hair is in sister locks and so on, but you don't want to have any breakage. And plus, satin pillowcases are just good for your skin. But just make sure that when you're going to sleep, that you put that management and time into making sure that you have that silk or satin bonnet. Now, it also helps to prevent lint buildup. A lot of people don't realize that when you go to sleep, especially on cotton sheets, and your hair's out, you actually see little white buds starting to embed themselves into your lock, and that is the hardest thing to get rid of. A lot of times you see people trying to do things like apple cider vinegar rinses, but a lot of times you'll have to hide it with dye. Your locks will become heavy over time because of the lint buildup. So use silk or satin bonnets on your hair so that it will prevent that buildup from happening. The next thing I would say is, do not, 6 years on, 6 years on, I can tell you, the first time when I was doing my research to get my locks, I used to obsess over the number. I used to be like, look, I need to have between 500 to 700 locks and da, 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 da. Now, the number really does not matter to me. It's just how my hair looks in terms of volume and how it feels and what it can do for me. The number, as I said, it used to really, I used to feel like I was defined by how many locks I had. And 1000% honesty right now, I can't even tell you how many locks I have at this very point in time. I started doing my own reties, and I started doing my own reties, and I realized really quickly that, the more locks you have is the harder to maintain. And so what I actually ended up joining a good chunk of my locks just to make my retightenings easier for myself. So, as I said, I can't tell you how many locks I have at this point in time because there are a whole bunch of two-headed dragons in here. It really doesn't matter to me. I really don't care about how they are. As I said, all I really care is about the volume and the health of my hair. But the number really does not matter. Another thing that doesn't matter to me as much anymore is the grid. Now, I know I said earlier, make sure that the person installing your hair does an excellent grid. Now, the reason why I say it doesn't matter to me at this point is because the type of styling that I do doesn't require straight paths. It doesn't require things to be incredibly neat, and because I can't see the back of my hand because my hair's quite full now, you can't, you don't even know if there's a grid in there. So that's the reason why I say the grid doesn't matter to me. But when your hair is shorter and you have started your process, you do want it to be incredibly neat because you could see it. But even after a retie, you can't really see my scalp because there's just so much more volume on my hair at this point. The thing is, you all just have to trust the process. You are literally growing your hair. And if anybody has sat down to watch a kettle boil or paint dry, it's kind of like the same process. It will take a while, but it'll be so worth it. Just trust the process. I really love having Sisterlocks because I just love the versatility of being able to wake up in the morning and go. I live on an island, and taking into consider that yes, we are in a pandemic and right now they've closed all the beaches where I am. Before, what I could have been able to do, and hopefully after this pandemic is over or when they lighten our restrictions, I could literally retighten my hair right now, and I could go to the beach within 10 minutes. So that's what I really love about having Sisterlocks. When I used to put braids in my hair and extensions and all these kind of things, I used to be like, can't go anywhere because I just did my hair. Honestly, right now, it's just the freedom that I really like about having these Sisterlocks in my hair. It's all about freedom. It's all about management. It's all about being able to know my hair is always ready to go. Like, do you know how good it feels to know your hair is always done? All you have to do is just probably just like do a little something, but it does not take me more than 3 to 5 minutes to do my hair any day. Any day. This hairstyle I'm rocking right now, this took me, if it took me 2.5 minutes, I would be surprised because it's just that easy for me to get up and go with it now. Now, the question is, how long are my locks? My locks are now, I think, if I put them on my back, they might reach to my lower back, mid to lower back right now. I haven't really paid much attention. It's not, like, as it gets longer, for me, it's not, I don't really pay attention to it as much as I used to and obsess over them as much as I used to. But I really don't know how long I'll let them go to because I'm actually considering cutting my Sisterlocks. Not off, just shorter, like into a blonde style. I'm not too sure. Comment below and let me know if that's something I should consider or if I should just keep on letting it grow for a little bit. I'm not too sure. I am all up in the air about it. I'll see how I feel closer to the end of the year. But right now, I have met and surpassed a lot of the goals I had for my hair. And I don't know how many more, unless I want to grow it to my ankles, I don't know how many more goals I'll have with length. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Right, and my last tip for you is, just like trusting the process, is to have patience. Have patience. It's not like installing a wig. It's not going to be immediate. Make sure that you have patience because, you know, it's going to happen. And while you have patience, have fun. There are kids in my building, so I could probably hear them. So as you have patience, just be able to trust the process. Know that your hair is going to do what you want it to do. But as I said, have fun. Have fun. I think the most fun I've had with my Sisterlocks was when they were just installed and they were just fuzzy and all over the place. I just felt so, they were so much fun. I would have done little braids and all, and then I would have done a little bit of styling. But as I have gotten them now, it's literally zero styling on my hair, except for what you see here right now, or probably just putting it in a half up pony, half up, half down. But I'll try to be a little bit more creative. I'll try to give you all some ideas on this page as to how you could style your locks and what you could do with them, because trust me, it's one of the best decisions you'd make. And it's one of the most time-saving decisions, because there's some people ask me, how long does it take you to retighten your hair? I literally would just put on a Netflix movie and it would take me about 2 evenings to retighten all of this. So if I give myself from 5 to 10 one evening, no, that's long. If I give myself from about 7 to 10 one night and then same thing the next night, my hair will be done. I will finish retightening my hair. So it's not a long process. One of these days I'll show you how to retighten your hair as well. But I'm sure there are lots of other people on YouTube already showing that, but I could bring that content to this page as well. Let me know below in the comments if you want me to show you exactly how to retighten your hair. Right now, my loctician, who's my sister, she's going to be having a course on how to retighten your hair, so I'll probably make that link available, because I'm guessing that the filming for that will be a lot cleaner and just a lot better. But that's my update for today. I just really want to thank those of you who have subscribed to my channel already. Thank you very much for doing so. I'm going to promise to bring up more content, do a little bit more each and every time, because just like you who found my page and is looking like sister stalking, because I did do a lot of sister stalking, I know that you're looking to see how people's hair looked like 5 years plus down the road, and I'm one of those people who could tell you now what my experience has been and where you could see yourself. So stay tuned. I have a lot of content coming up for you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. If you haven't done it already, please give this video a like and head on over to my channel and subscribe. As I said, I'll be giving out a lot more content, so it's going to be something that you would like. And it's not just going to be about Sisterlocks, it's also going to be about lifestyle, because right now I am also on a weight loss journey. I'll let you know how that's going. I'll let you know, things like what I eat in a day and all that. So stay tuned. Quite a bit of content is coming out. So thank you very much for stopping by. Until next time.